Welcome to Sane Sunday Live on Sane Enterprises. We're happy to see you here. Today we're doing something special. We're not waiting for super chats before we get started. We are going to do 5 free channel reviews. Now we usually do like 1 channel review, but today we're going to do 5. Now these are 5 people that we specially selected that they do comment and support our channels a lot, both the Sane Auto and the Sane Enterprises channels. So let's get started. Let's start with Joe Z. Joe Z. Let me make sure I have it where it's set where you can see. Note. Here, let's set that where you can see. See Joe Z's channel.
That's why I'm doing popcorn.
Yeah, we're watching people's channels. So we have popcorn. His channel art here looks great, but I would change something about here. If you'll notice that the middle portion is the only thing that's going to show up on your channel art on mobile, and most people are watching on mobile nowadays. They're watching on their phone, and the little part in the middle is going to show up on the phone. Nothing on the outer edges.
Still gorgeous though.
Very gorgeous photo. Very pretty channel art. It's just not much more than just the water is going to show up on the mobile. It will have this little pretty beach back here in the background still on the mobile, so personal choice. Maybe you could say a little something about his channel right here. Of course, if you go down here and you look at his thumbnails, you can tell a lot about his channel by looking at his thumbnails. He's done a pretty good job of doing thumbnails. He's putting stuff on here, and his content is pretty consistently how-to content. How to do this, how to do that, like handyman type how-tos. Things you can do around the house, fixing tools, fixing lawn equipment. His latest one is how to reassemble a Craftsman chainsaw carburetor. And I can see that in some of his videos, he's putting something to tie all his thumbs together. He started putting his Joe Z logo in some of the corners here and there, and that helps make it to where people who are his regular viewers and stuff, if they see a video off to the side in the suggested videos that has something to do with how to fix this or that they're looking for, and they see several videos there and one of them has the little Joe Z emblem on it, they'll know that that is his video and they can click on it. So that's probably going to help him right there. And that's one of the newer things that he's been doing lately to help improve his thumbnails. So if you haven't been doing that, you can learn from that. That's another reason why we in this community go to new people's channels and stuff and actually support them. And we use the word support instead of being a sub for subgroup, and we don't use the word subscribe, because we're not just going to subscribe to people and leave, because you can't learn anything like that. If you don't actually support other channels, you don't get to see what they're doing on their channel, you don't get to see what they're doing in their videos, and you can't learn their good habits and copy their good habits. So there's some good habits right here on Joe Z's page that can be copied, like doing something to brand your thumbnails, like he's done with his logo being in every thumbnail. And he keeps his content pretty consistently you know, how to do these repairs. And that helps as well, because his regular viewers come to expect that from his videos. You got to be true to your base, just like any other business. If you open a hardware store, then you want to fill that hardware store full of hardware. If you start filling that hardware store full of women's clothing, you're probably going to lose some customers. Not because they're prejudiced against women's clothing, but they just may not wear women's clothing.
I do.
Yep. And you go to the hardware store, so that may not be the best example, but one is. Alright, next we have Johnny Pro. See, Johnny Pro has some good channel art here too, and if it gets chopped off here and chopped off here for mobile, then you're still going to see this Hemi emblem on the side of the car, and at least some of this wheel and the driver's door, and the pretty blue paint of the car, and you'll know what kind of car it is, which is consistent with his content. You know, it's Mopar content. And his latest video, let me hit videos here, because you see, that's another thing you need to do when you visit somebody's page. Hit videos, because it looked like he just had like 5 videos, and you hit videos and it comes down here, because YouTube's sneaky that way. Sometimes they'll even have a thing on there that says it has no content, but it's got, if it says videos there, click videos and you'll see a bunch of videos pop up.
There's a lot of Johnny Pro, so.
Yeah. Yeah, if you try to search up Johnny Pro on YouTube, you may not find him there, but you can find him in the comments of our videos. And when you find him in the comments of our videos, you'll see down there it's got a Mopar emblem. So look for that and click on that. Like I said, you're going to find consistent content here, consistently Mopar content. And his latest video is very interesting. It's called Mods, Mods, and More Mods. And he does several unboxings in that one video and reveals some plans that he's got for his Mopar. And I am anxious to see how it works out with the new camera glasses that he got, and how well he likes them after he's used them for a while. So we'll see how that works out. Now you can see he's doing some work with his thumbnails. And while we're on the subject of thumbnails again, I'd like to point out, for our thumbnails, we use Tubebuudy, because Tubebuudy is very useful for a lot of things you need to do to grow your channel, including thumbnails, and way more than thumbnails, even on the free version. And you can start out with the free version of Tubebuudy and be working on your thumbnails right away. And thumbnails are one of the most important things you can do to grow your channel. Because if they don't...
Reese's Mill. Off-Road is here. Little Dumpling is here.
All right.
Uzo's here.
Awesome.
Poet Maker.
Yes.
So we've done a review for Uzo. I think we should do a review for the people who are currently in our chat as well.
Okay. All right, let me get done with Johnny Pro here. Alright, so like I said, in the description of our videos, you'll find a link to Tubebuudy, and Tubebuudy will make it possible, even the free version Tubebuudy, make it possible for you to put text in your thumbnails, like you see here on Johnny Pro's page, and more.
I like how Johnny Pro has the underlined on his name in those thumbnails.
That's part of his intro. So that's like a screen capture of part of his intro.
I like that.
It does look good, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It also has the little super bee there, which tips you off that his content is Mopar, which is another good thing about his content being consistently Mopar and his thumbnails being consistent with his content. And like some people talk about clickbait and stuff, and they get very good thumbnailing confused with clickbait. Making a compelling thumbnail is not clickbait. Clickbait is when you make a compelling thumbnail that makes somebody want to click on the thing and the content is not consistent with the thumbnail. If you make a very compelling
beautiful woman on your thumbnail and your thumbnail was about riding off-road on a ATV,
that would be clickbait. But if you had a really cool looking ATV and it's doing wheelies or something, or jumping off a mound, and you put a lot of lettering there and everything else you can on the thumbnail to get people to click on it, you're not clickbaiting them because you made a compelling thumbnail, because when they go to that video, they're actually going to see the 4x4 doing jumping and getting in the mud or the dirt or whatever it is. So that's not clickbait. That's just a good thumbnail, you know, and that's what a thumbnail is supposed to do. It's the only job, if you remember, one of the things you can remember to make good compelling thumbnails is the only job of a thumbnail is to make people click on that. And then it's the job of your intro to keep them watching the video, to make them watch the first part of the video. It's the job of the first part of the video to make them watch the middle of the video. It's the job of the middle of the video to make them watch, you know, the end of the video. And if every bit of that is consistently the same kind of content, the content that the audience would expect to see, then none of it's bait. Okay, so who's next? Who we have
Lil Dumpling.
Lil Dumpling. Oh, let's go over here where I can just click on this thing. Go right to it. It's another sneaky thing you got to watch out for. 1080. I don't know how the YouTube does. I have comments on here where I've commented and supported Little Dumpling's channel, but then sometimes when you go back, you see it's red again. So I have to hit it again. Because YouTube will do that to test you out, to see if you're a sub for subber. Like this waterfall video right here. I like that waterfall video. I like that waterfall in that video. And I commented something about that. And so I know I was subscribed to this. And they just unsubscribe you to see if you subscribe back. Because if you don't, then they assume that you're just a sub for subber going around subbing each other. And that's how sometimes people lose handfuls of subscribers, because YouTube is trying to get rid of sub for sub. But if you're part of a community like this where you go back to each other's channels frequently, you're going to keep hitting that button again and again, and eventually YouTube will give up and leave you subscribed. So, like in sales, a lot of times it comes down to who gives up first. So don't get frustrated about YouTube pulling your subscriptions all the time. Just keep resubscribing, and eventually YouTube will move on and mess with somebody else. Okay, here we see number one. That is a visually compelling channel art. Lots of very pretty colors. Well, not lots of them, but a couple of them.
Vibrant blues.
Which is consistent with the content. It's soothing. It's relaxing. It's relaxing just to even look at it. As is a lot of the content on this channel. A lot of the content on this channel is a lot of relaxing, soothing, wind down kind of things. If you've had a hard day or you've had a stressful day or something, you can watch and listen to some of these videos here and get calmed down and wound down so that you can de-stress and be able to go to sleep when you go to bed. So, as far as thumbnails, I can see there's been some thumbnail work, but they don't really pop. And a lot of them don't have any text or, what are the little things called with the smiley faces?
Emojis.
Emojis and stuff like that on there. So, I don't know if you've got Tubebuudy or not yet. But if you don't, you should get it and start using it for your thumbnails. And because that could really help you get a lot more views. Especially, and I would start with the longer videos because those are going to get you the most watch time. And if you could get more views on the longer videos, you're going to get a lot more watch time than you would on the shorter videos. And you do have a lot of really good long videos. And I would start with them first and work on those thumbnails and try to get them to where you can get those clicks. Because if you can get them to click, if they're into this kind of content, you know, the relaxing kind of content, then they're going to like what you've got. And if they're not into that kind of content, there's not really a lot you can do to get them to stay on there anyway, so you might as well not even worry about that. Worry about trying to get your target audience and what kind of words and emojis and stuff you think would interest them, and maybe a little bit of branding like we saw on Johnny Pro's channel. Or was it Josie? No, Josie had started putting his icon in the corner. We use our faces so that we get two of the rules that play into thumbnails that get you more clicks. Like this one that has a face on it right here. You know, a face draws the eyes. That drew my eyes over here to this face. Plus it's a painted face. It's very compelling. This has got a face in it. This has got a face in it. This has got a
Great
face in
Friends
it.
has several faces in it.
Yeah.
And is very inviting.
And it's got some lettering on it, but I can't read it. And you need to be able to read it. Like over here where it says Great Friends. Yeah, that is the one you were talking about. It has lettering that says Great Friends. It has faces. So.
And a very inviting smile.
Yeah, that's true. That has all those the kind of things going for it. So maybe if you can use some of that in some of the other thumbnails as well. And something, any one thing that you can put on every thumbnail that's the same on every thumbnail. Don't make all your thumbnails the same, but make one thing that you use on every thumbnail the same. Maybe something you can put in the corner or something, so that people will start getting to know if they see several like ASMR, if they see several of those pop up in their suggested feed, and they don't know, can you look and see what our people are saying? And they don't know whose video is whose. If there's something always in the corner of your thumbnail and they know which video is yours, and they know you, or they know your channel, they'll click on yours before they click on somebody else. Even if it's this little festive looking cat face that you use for your emblem, that would do. Lots of things would do. Even if you pick some random number, your favorite number, put it in the corner of every thumbnail. That will work as well. And playlists. Lots of playlists. Glad to see that. Organizing things in playlists. There's Mill Hill Mud Mowers. Organizing things into playlists helps your channel too. There's a playlist of waterfall sounds. There's lots of nice waterfalls to see in that.
That would make me anxious.
I don't know, I like seeing the waterfalls.
I would have to go tinkle.
And I'm sure I'm not the only one, so now they got a whole playlist of waterfalls. People like me who like waterfalls can hit that playlist and it can be just waterfalls after waterfalls after waterfalls. So that's one of the good benefits of having lots of playlists on your channel. There are some people who would look for that whatever content you put in a playlist and would like to binge watch that particular part of your content. As long as you've got a playlist like that, they're able to do that. Okay. Who's next?
Reese's.
Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventures.
Or did we see his today?
No, we haven't done his today. We did Josie, Johnny Pro, and we just did Little Dumpling. Oh, I know how I should be doing this. You go over here and just click on that and go to channel. Right there, you immediately know what this channel's about because of the banner art. is consistent with the content.
And I'm subscriber 244.
Now, not a lot of videos yet, but there's some good ones on here. If you haven't already seen it, this Craftsman mud mower abuse, you should watch that video. I can't really say much more about it without giving it away. But it's worth 2 minutes of your life for sure to watch that video. Pumpkin chunkin' at Camp Potomac. I haven't seen that one yet. But it sounds very interesting. I'd like to see some pumpkin chunkin' again. So that brings me to titles. Titles are right on the same level as thumbnails on importance for getting people to watch your videos. And one of the things I use for doing my titles is I'll come up with a title, but I don't necessarily keep that title. I may change it 2 or 3 times before I actually publish the video. The reason is because I'm using Tubebuudy to do my thumbnails, and I'm using Tubebuudy to do my tag words. And I also go to AdSense, Google AdSense keyword research tool, and I use that sometimes, not every time. And when I get done doing my tag words, my keywords and tags, whatever you want to call them, by then I have a better understanding of what people are searching for and the kind of words they're searching for the content that's in my video. And again, you want to keep these titles, tags, the thumbnails, everything consistent with your content, because it does you no good to get people to click on your video if it's not going to have what they expect to see on there. Because you could have the best cake baking video in the world, and if you get people to come look at your cake baking video by putting pictures of birds on there and there's no birds in the video, they're going to be disappointed no matter what. So, you know, it's got to be consistent. That's why clickbaiting doesn't work. Compelling thumbnails work, but clickbaiting does not. Just like our community building and networking works, but sub for sub does not. It at least sub for sub does not work as well as networking and community building does.
And Reese says, I recommend that you get Tubebuudy if you don't already have it, and work on the thumbnails.
Absolutely. Took the words right out of my mouth.
The pictures are great. I love the pictures. Those are awesome.
The content of every video I've seen so far is great, which is most of them. I think it's this live with Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventure I haven't seen, and the Pumpkin Chumpkin I haven't seen yet. But you can see this red marks that go all the way across here. That's from where I watched it, from this channel. And it doesn't include the times that I've watched these from the Sane Auto channel. And this one I've been through several times, and the last time I was like halfway through before I got interrupted. But I know I've been through that one multiple times. It's that good. Go watch it. The Craftsman Mud Mower Abuse video and it don't take that much time to watch it either. Same thing with the extreme snow bogging. That's another one that's worth watching multiple times. You need to do some thumbnail work on these that somehow lets people know just how great they are, because if they never click on them, they'll never know. And while you're doing the thumbnail work, come up with something that's consistent that you can put in the corner somewhere or across the top or whatever that you put in every thumbnail, in addition to whatever wording you do, whatever else you do with your thumbnails. Since you're not got any thumbnail work yet already, go ahead and include that in your thumbnail work so that you don't have to go back and do your thumbnails twice. You do your branding and your thumbnailing at the same time, and then you'll spend half as much time on it. Do we have any playlists yet? Yeah, we got playlists. So obviously you've got some plans for making certain content that fits in these playlists. More and more videos to go in these playlists. So good. It's good. Obviously you've got some plans and goals for your channel. That's good. That's really good. That's going to help you grow. And it's a good example for everybody else too. And Reese's Mill is at 244. Let's see if we can help Reese's Mill break 250 by the middle of the week. And I think this live, you did a live here, Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventure Live. That is a good way to help boost your, maybe if you do another live before the middle of the week, that will get you up to the 250 point. 244, but we'll check in with you again on Wednesday and see how you're doing. And the next time we do a live during the week, we'll see if we can't get you some more support.
Rudy Mangrove is here.
Rudy Mangrove Jr., welcome to the live chat. If you haven't already connected with Reese's Mill, please check out his channel. The first thing I'd watch is the Crash from Mud Mower Abuse. That's a good one. And support. I want to get him to 250 by Wednesday. Okay. That is Reese's Mill.
How many is that for you?
That's 4. Let's do
one more.
One more. We haven't seen Poet Makers, and he's also commented on some of our videos here too. So let's check out Poet Maker. Okay, same channel art. We've seen that before. And videos. Okay, you're doing. Why am I unsubscribed again? Okay, we've just taken care of that. At 140. Alright, we need to get some more content on here. Content is like, if your channel is an engine and you want it to build a lot of horsepower and generate a lot of things. I mean, you're doing really good having 140 subscribers and supporters for one video, but just think what you could do if you had 10 videos. It's 10 times as much content. But think of your videos on your channel as engine cylinders. There's a lot of things you can do to one engine cylinder to make it more powerful. But if you've got 10 or 20 or 100 of them, then everything you do to make your channel more powerful is multiplied by the amount of videos that you have. And consider making your next video. You have a welcome video, that's great. That is a good place to start. Start with a welcome video.
I'm watching the video.
Yeah.
It moves too fast to be able to read what he's written.
Oh, so you can't read writing. So consider slowing down the pace so that people can keep up and read.
What?
And we'll check back with you.
Look.
Coming soon? Okay, yeah. Okay. And if you want to let anybody know, if you've decided what kind of content you're going to put on here, feel free to put it in the chat and give everybody a heads up of what kind of content to be looking for. And we'll be checking back with you again. Maker. How about Scott Pearson's tools? We do one more. If I can find his channel.
I'm going to have popcorn.
Right here, Scott Pearson Tools and More. Picked his channel because there's something else I learned from him. What with the YouTube and the unsubscribing me from silly people. Okay. Videos, obviously, lots of tool reviews, but there's something else here. I mean, he does need to do some work on his thumbnails, and Tubebuudy could help him out with that a lot. So, Scott Pearson, if you look at this on the replay, go to the description and get the Tubebuudy, and you can use that. It'll really help you with your thumbnails. We could use a little bit more channel art here. Maybe something with some tools and stuff, because he does a lot of tool reviews. Well, one of the things that I learned from Scott here that I think everybody could pick up and would be a really good habit to copy is every piece of merch that he's received. Well, I don't know if it's every piece of merch that he's received, because I don't know how many pieces of merch that he's received, but he has several videos on here where he's received some merch, meaning merchandise, some stickers or magnets or whatever from other people's channels. And when he receives something like that, he does an unboxing or a mail call video where he calls it a mail call video, and he shows whatever they sent him and says a little bit about their channel and what their content is. So he gives them a very thorough shout out. Not quite a channel review, but a very thorough shout out. And he dedicates the whole video to that one channel. So you can see here he's Flat Rate Master sent him a refrigerator magnet and a sticker, and he did a whole video on that. And there's several other videos like that on here. That's going to do nothing but make you really good friends. There's There's no drawback to doing stuff like that. And the more stuff you can do like that to help out other channels, the more successful you're going to be. And if you're not receiving any merch or anything like that, so you can't do those kind of videos because you're not receiving any merch and stuff, then do what a lot of the rest of us do and just keep going and giving to them on their channels what you want to receive, the support, the subscribes, the watch time, the views. And while you're at it, learn some of these good habits. That's all stuff that Sub for Subbers, all advantages that Sub for Subbers don't have, but good networking community members do have all these advantages because of they support first and then they receive back because they support first. Alright. The other thing you can do is tweet out other people's videos on the Twitter. Like the Cornwell Tool Haul right here. You can go to a video like that, which I've already watched before, because you don't want to tweet out any videos that you haven't seen. You click right there, that highlights that. You right click, you copy, you hit the Twitter thing, you hit tweet, you right click, you paste, and hit tweet. And there it is. You just tweeted out somebody's video, and now they get more views. And if enough people in this community do that, what Sane community, hashtag Insanefriends community, hashtag Iamacreator community, you're all doing that for each other, and everybody gets more watch time, everybody gets more views, everybody gets more exposure, and it doesn't cost anybody anything. And you've seen how quick it is to do that. Rosorian Buck, hello, good to see you in the chat. Differing Likes is here. Rudy Mangrew Jr., Uzo Lou. And you see, go to channel, just like I did with Cornwell's. And like I said, make sure it's a video that you've seen, you've watched all the content, because you don't want to be tweeting out or have, and you don't want to have on your live. This is why we don't usually play a video on live during channel reviews, because we want to keep our channel G-rated. You're going to want to keep your channel G-rated too. There's lots of advantages to that, especially with YouTube doing as much watching as it is of what people do, their behavior on the platform. And so the more family friendly you can be, the better. Because if there is another crackdown, you don't want to be in it. See, you just, I don't know if you saw that, but highlight that, right click it, copy, go to Twitter, right click, paste, tweet, and if you're in the middle of a live or something like that, like we are, don't close the video, leave the tab open, let it play, but don't close the video, because if you put short little watch times on other people's videos, then it makes the algorithm think that the content in the video does not match the description or the title or the thumbnail or something like that, and they won't promote the video as much. If they see a long watch time on the video, they'll promote the video more. That's why we say in this community that one of the reasons why we say we're not sub for sub, and one of the reasons why we say always watch the whole video, or at least let the whole video play, because if you do that, you're helping each other out and you're supporting each other. And that's why we use the word support. Support is not just a direct replacement for the word subscribe. It means a lot more than subscribing. Does this have that eBay thumbnail? Yeah, I'm going to have to change that. Yeah, the last stream we did on here during the week was about selling on eBay. And somehow that ended up being on the new stream. And I can't change that now in midstream, but I will definitely change that when we close out the stream, which will be in just a few minutes because it's already 5:30. But thanks for pointing that out, because I will have to change that. I need to put our Sane Sunday Live thumbnail on there, because that's what it's about right now. Sane Sunday Live, we're just going over channel growth and how to grow channels. We give out several free channel reviews. We don't usually do that. We usually do one free channel review, and in channel reviews, if anybody does a super chat, we do a channel review for that. But we mainly go over techniques of how to grow your channel, how to get more views, how to get more subscribers, that sort of thing, how to operate, network in a community. Show how to tweet each other's videos out and stuff like that to help support each other. Rudy Mangrove Jr., hello. So, anybody else in here have anything that they do to support other channels in the community that I didn't mention yet? One thing I didn't mention, and I haven't done yet, I did it on Sane Auto when we were live earlier today, but I haven't done it on Sane Enterprises today, is shouting out people that have commented on our videos. So let's do that right now. Construction Machines channel. It's been commenting on our videos. We appreciate that. Poet Maker. It's commenting on our videos. We appreciate that. Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventure. And there's a link too right here, and I'm assuming that's a link to one of his videos that he wants put on the Sane Friends channel, which I haven't mentioned in a while. We've got a Sane Friend channel that we created so that we can put videos on there to help y'all get more views and more traffic to your channel. And so I will be putting that video on the Sane Friends YouTube channel, and I will be putting a link to the Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventure channel in the description of that video. And we will be doing one video per channel on that channel. We will be organizing them into playlists to try to help y'all get some more traffic. Bits of Real Panther was commenting here, and we appreciate that. Bubsification, Johnny Pro, Demon Durango, Tiana Loving Life, Joe Z, James Cox, Vegan Kiwis to Pistachios, Vegan Kiwis to Pistachios, Uzo Lou, Nobody Gamer, DSW Joyride Productions, 3D Patrol, Benjamin Chavez, James Cox, and Auto Dreamer 77, Fam TV, Ross K. Fode, Anandita Ghosh, so that's another thing we can do to help support others and help them grow their channel, is do some shout outs. Most of you are probably already doing these things. But when new people come into the community, if we keep talking about this and new people come into the community, that some people, and that's another point I wanted to make is, if some people come into the community and they're still using the sub word or the subscribe word and stuff like that, give them a chance. Just teach them how to do it better and give them a chance. Don't get aggravated with them. We didn't all know what to do or how to do it to begin with. And give them a chance to learn and grow and improve their ways, improve their behavior. If you told them several times how to do it right and they just don't seem to want to listen, then that's one thing. But let's make sure we've shouted out everybody in the chat right now. We have Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventure here. Little Dumpling, Uzo Lou, Reese's Mill Off, okay. Poet Maker, Razorian Buck is here. And Differing Likes, Rudy Mangrew Jr. And Differing Likes, what we were talking about on the eBay thing the last time was, I actually, on the live show, on that live show, I showed how to do a store-wide sale on your eBay store, and I did it on my real live eBay store live, went through all the steps and put a 20% off sale on all the items I had on the eBay store at that time. Now I've added some listings since then, the dark part of the sale, but at that time, it's like 1,100 and maybe 1,200 items. I don't remember anymore. When I'm not looking at it, I don't remember, but there's well over 1,000 items in my eBay store, and with just a few clicks, every bit of it is 20% off. And yes, my sales have gone up quite a bit over this last week since I did that. My sales were down over 50%, which was over $10,000 drop in sales. So it was significant. Alright, so we're going to wrap this up. I'm running out of things to say. And it's getting close to that time anyway. I appreciate y'all coming. Thank you for being in the live chat. I hope we all learned something today. And I hope that doing these channel reviews and getting your channels out there and people being able to see them, especially on the replay, will help get you some more traffic on your channel. I will be changing the thumbnail on here to a more appropriate thumbnail so that the replays will get more views. And especially if I did a channel review on your channel, if you would tweet this out, because it will be on a replay if you tweet it out and people come here, they're going to see your channel. Maybe you get some more traffic that way. And you can also come back for the replay and comment below the video so that it's that much easier for people to find your channel. They'll see your icon down there. Alright, y'all have a great rest of your weekend. And we will be on, what is it, the 27th? Yeah, at 8 p.m. we will be on Pusa Studios live as a guest. And we will probably have a couple more lives sometime here on Sane Enterprises and on Sane Auto between now and